So Microsoft just wrapped up its big Xbox E3 event here in what I think is USC's basketball stadium. It was huge. And Microsoft, in addition to its event from a couple weeks ago, talked all about video games this time. Game after game after game. It had big booming bass and big demos and lots of people talking about games. And the games themselves look kind of like you'd expect. They look like video games. The graphics on this new version of the Xbox aren't particularly different from what we've seen before. They look like good or great PC games, but they're not anything particularly special. But one of the things we did see that is really fantastic about this new version of Xbox One is really how dynamic these games are. Instead of just doing one thing at a time and you have one enemy coming at you, every game seems to involve 40 different things and 40 different people. We saw a Battlefield demo where like 100 different things are trying to kill you all at the same time, and you have to use one to kill another, and it's just so immersive and dynamic, and there's a lot going on in every game we played. A lot of these games are also using the cloud in really interesting ways. Forza Motorsport 5, which actually brought out a McLaren car for some reason, also talked about what's called a drive-atar. It's basically your character in this game, and your driver will actually drive without you being there. So if you're playing a multiplayer game, you can play against your friend's drive-atar without your friend actually driving. So while you're not playing the game, your drive-atar, who knows how you drive and how you work, is actually playing and racking up points. Other games use smart glass to do really interesting things. There's this great game called Dead Rising 3, where it's a big open world zombie game where you basically just have to not die. That was most of what we saw anyway. I'm sure there's more to it, but you have to just not die. And you can use your phone or your tablet, you can use smart glass to call in artillery to help you. And there were other games that used it to set up multiplayer games, others that used it to do all sorts of different stuff. It's a much bigger part of the actual gaming experience as opposed to just showing sort of secondary content. So that's really the big difference. There's a lot more we're going to see this week, obviously, but the graphics don't appear to be anything spectacular on the Xbox One. It's better, it's great, it's fun, everything played at 60 frames per second, and everybody got very excited about that. But the Xbox One graphics aren't what's really interesting here. What's interesting here is everything from how immersive and big these worlds are to just all the different ways you can actually play the game. And so we'll be out looking for more, but that's what we found at Microsoft's event.